Hi, welcome to Cook with Roy. Today we're going to do fettuccine alfredo, and we're going to do two different versions. One is the classic fettuccine alfredo that doesn't contain any cream. The other obviously will. So what is fettuccine alfredo? Fettuccine alfredo is noodles, Parmesan cheese, butter, and that's it. And you make a creamy sauce by melting the butter in with a little bit of the pasta water, and then you stir the pasta into it and it becomes an emulsion. Nice creamy sauce, delicious, a little bit of fresh ground pepper on it. That is the classic simple fettuccine alfredo. So we have 8 ounces of pasta here. We'll get that boiling in just a few minutes, and that's going to take about 8 or 10 minutes. So I'll set that over here. So let's talk about Parmesan cheese for a few minutes. Okay, here we have a supermarket variety that's made in Wisconsin, and here we have the classic Parmesan Reggiano. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it is made in Italy, and it has been aged for at least 2 years. And that's a region in Italy that it's known for, and supposedly this is the only Parmesan cheese you should ever use in fettuccine alfredo. Well, you know what? This is 20 bucks a pound. You know what? I think this is going to be just fine. But we're going to make it today with this because you guys are special, okay? So we'll put this aside and we'll make it for another dish. All right, so let me go ahead and get this started and get it grated. Now there's a couple different ways you can grate it, but we really want a nice fine grate. And we're going to use half of this for this recipe and half for the other recipe. So I don't know if that's exactly half, but we're going to weigh it real quick. 94 milliliters. Not correct. 98 grams. Could be. 3.5 ounces. Perfect. Exactly what I want. I can't believe I cut that in half perfectly. Because the package was 7 ounces and I've got to divide it in half. So as I was saying, you can grate it a couple different ways. This is a box grater, and you can see it has these tiny areas here and these areas here. You'd want to use this one, okay? But you can see it's going to take quite a while. If you have one of these, this is called a microplaner. It works very well, and it really does a nice job of finely grating the Parmesan. Okay, wow, that looks really good. So we have our cheese, and that looks like a lot of cheese, but actually it is just a little under 4 ounces, and we'll mix that with 1 stick of butter and with a half a pound of pasta with a little bit of the pasta water. So we're going to go over and cook our pasta and get things going. So now we're going to cook our pasta. So we have here 6 quarts of water. We're going to pour it into our pan. And you may see that that's not a heck of a lot of water. But the thing is that you want that pasta water to have a lot of starch in it so that when you make the sauce that it emulsifies and thickens up. Okay, our water is boiling. We're going to go ahead and salt the water. You can put a good healthy amount in there. Stir it around and dissolve it, and go ahead and put your pasta in. So our overhead camera got a little overheated with the steam coming off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this back up to a boil, and then I'm going to move it over to this other burner and let it cook. And then we'll cook the sauce on this side here, and I think our camera will be all right. Okay, it's up to a boil there. Okay, we're ready here. So let's go ahead and get our butter melted. And we're going to go ahead and start off with a little bit of that pasta water, about 1/4 cup. You want to keep the heat at about a medium once you get things rolling here. Our butter is pretty much started, so now let's just go ahead and put the pasta in. What's really nice here, you don't really even have to drain it, because we're not worried about the water here. We want a little bit of that. All right, get that stirred around there. Now let's get our cheese in there. Certainly looks like fettuccine Alfredo. My. Creamy, delicious. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it, folks? Like that, it's done. So let's plate it. I'm not fancy like some people are putting pasta on the plate. They twirl it. Okay, so here we go. Beautiful fettuccine Alfredo. I'm going to put some freshly ground pepper on it. And a little bit more Parmesan cheese. Can't have too much of that. I'm going to give it a go here. That's really good. It's definitely different than the fettuccine I'm used to with the cream sauce. It's a creamy, delicious pasta dish with butter and the cheese. But I have to be honest, I miss the cream. Maybe that's the Wisconsin dairy guy in me. It does have the Parmesan cheese though. And as I say it, I just keep eating it. Okay, so we're going to take a little break and then we're going to make the other version with cream. All right, now we're going to cook another batch of pasta, another 8 ounces of fettuccine noodles, same brand. And we're going to boil those. And then we'll make a cream sauce and we'll mix it. We'll see how we like that compared to the classic version. So I got my pasta in the pot here. Again, I used the same amount of water. I think I made a mistake when I said I put 6 quarts of water in. Actually, I did 6 to 8 cups of water. One of the crew members corrected me. That's what they do. They correct you. Okay, so we'll let that cook and then we're going to start on the sauce. So our pasta is getting close to being done, so let's go ahead and get this version going. We're going to melt the same amount of butter in the saucepan, and then instead of the pasta water, we're going to put cream in, and we're going to let that reduce just a little bit. Now I've seen it done 100 different ways. Some people put the cream in and reduce it and then put the butter in. Some people whip up the butter and the cream and the cheese and put it all together. It's just a million different ways you probably can put it together. But we're going to do it as closely as to the other recipe as possible except we're going to use cream instead of the pasta water. Here we go with the cream. We're going to do a cup of cream. And again, I've seen it where people put in more, less. I'm not sure you can really screw this recipe up. But you know what? I've been to a lot of restaurants and somehow they have screwed it up. Because it comes out, it's extremely thick and gloopy. It's like wallpaper paste. I don't quite understand how that happens. But as you can notice here, see the bubbles. Go ahead and let that cream reduce while your pasta is finishing its cooking. Check our pasta. Hot. It's about another 30 seconds. Now I'm going to drain it because I don't want a lot of that pasta water in there. Let's go ahead and get our pasta in this cream. Well, make a little mess. If you don't make a mess when you're cooking, you're probably not doing something right. Oh my goodness. That looks so yummy and we haven't even got the cheese in there yet. Here we go. Same amount of cheese as before. Oh, I'm telling you, that looks so yummy. And just like that, it's done. All right, let's plate it up. We're going to use the same plate that we had the cheese on, because why not? All right, we're going to go over here and give it a taste. So here we go. Again, some fresh black pepper. Okay. Has a very similar look to it. And also, I'm once again sweating. But I think it's just, I'm anticipating. Well, I'm actually dragging this out a little bit too long. Let's just get some on the fork, Roy. Anyway, here we go. I have to say, I am really torn. I kind of like the classic a little better. And I thought there's no way I would say that. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is absolutely delicious. There's something about, I think that the cream mutes a little bit of the cheese flavor. And it was the same amount of cheese, same amount of pasta, same amount of butter, everything. It just, I don't know. It's really good though, folks. But actually, having now kind of thought about it for just a moment, I would probably like to put the garlic in with the cream sauce and then also maybe add a chicken or something else to go with it. But I think if I was in the mood for fettuccine Alfredo and I wanted that classic taste, I think I would just do the Parmesan, the butter. I'd spend the extra and get that more expensive Parmesan Reggiano and make it how we did the first time. I think it's better. Anyway, you try them. You do both recipes. See what you think. If you have any other comments or suggestions, please leave comments below. Please subscribe and like our videos. And again, this is Roy with Cook with Roy. I appreciate so much you stopping by. Take care. Thank you.